How do you think parents should be monitoring when it comes? So for you say you had a strict parents or something. So dude, your dad probably wouldn't even let you have social media, would it? So, so no.
Sorry,
So
Daddy.
no. So for yourself, what do you think is a healthy guy? Because we live in a world where everybody has it. So can you tell your child not to have it because everybody else doing it?
Yeah.
So what do you think is that guideline? Well, what would be healthy for a parent?
I'm gonna help out because she doesn't have it right now. She just asked could I get TikTok, and I'm like, nah. So said I do. Go ahead.
Well, from that aspect, I think a good idea is to have conversations. Just to get them off the phone. In a way, because it's hard to pry them once they're just so used to being on the phone. It's hard to pry them away from that. And so come up with a schedule and a plan to converse with them because they need something outside of social media. But I know parents have what jobs and stuff like that, and they have their own stuff that they're working with. But I mean, you had the child, so you have to pay attention. You can't just allow them just to be on the phone. And I know teenagers too, they just, don't bother me. I just want to be on my phone, just want to be in my room. But that's when you need to get them out. And so I don't know the right words. I'm not a parent, so I don't know the right words. But I'm just saying.
So he's saying, should they? So are you asking, should they have social media? And if so,
I mean, I'm just asking I'm just asking your take on it. Like again, it could because I'm even thinking right now. So my parents were it was a great medium of strictness, but still letting you do your thing. And I don't know
because you were a boy.
Yeah, right. And that could barely be the case.
Yeah.
So because even the question is coming to mind to if you can look back and think about how you were raised, do you think that strictness that your dad gave you was needed, or do you think it helped you in some? You know what I mean? It's like it's two sides to it. You get what I'm saying?
I think it was needed. Because we came out wonderfully. I mean, he let my brother do X, Y, and the Z, but it's okay. It's okay.
Say, okay, Daddy, sorry again.
I'm just saying, my daddy. I'm sorry. But I love you, Daddy. But yeah, even my mom, he was like the golden child for them. So yeah, he got to do everything, but I think the strictness allowed us to, with my mom too, it allowed us to not be so susceptible to peer pressure.
For sure.
Even though we probably succumbed to some of it, but like with the smoking, I wasn't a big smoker, and in the fear of God too. Okay, they took us to church now. But smoking, drinking, and stuff like that, of course, I've tried it, but it wasn't a thing for me to be like, oh, I want to get drunk. No, it wasn't like that because of what instilling it in me when I was younger that I don't have to follow the crowd. And also, too, my dad was very lovable, I guess you can say. Like he told us we were pretty. He loved on us. He took us places and stuff like that. So I didn't depend on a guy to be like, oh, you pretty. Okay, come with something else. Like I know that. Thank you. My dad tell me that every day. So what you come with something else. So it had me with a standard too. Sure. So of course I ain't like being in church all day, every day. And they waking us up out of our sleep trying to do Bible study. I ain't like all that, or praying at night. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the prayer.
She got me.
Thank you. I love y'all. But I didn't like it. But at the end of the day, it still had that foundation within me. When I went off to college, of course, I tried things, but it wasn't to the point where like I just wanted to do it every day, all day, because I had a good foundation with my parents.
They do. You do strike me as they say those girls, they get raised like that. They go off to college.
We ain't gonna
talk about it. We ain't gonna tell you something.
Look, I was no PK kid, but but we did go to church though. We did go to church.
Yeah, so I know a little about that. So but to get back to Diamond Girls, talk. I'm trying to help you. I ain't trying to I ain't trying to tell your business, man. I tried to swiftly.
I know.
I tried to swiftly go to the next subject, not to go.
Well, now they know how I work.
Yeah.
Why I do it.
What you want to tell? What you were doing in college?
Don't worry about it.
But so get back to Diamond Girl. So when you think about who you serving, for our population, when we started Cut Different, we work with young men 4th to 8th grade because we're in the space of prevention. We want to get in front of young men like before a problem occurs. When I got back here, I heard that crazy statistic about 3rd grade reading scores, how they could tell if a young person will be successful or not. I heard that, and I was like, all right, we're going to get a young person at 4th grade, and that same person that they say is going to fail, we're going to show them that he can be successful. So for yourself, who do you serve, and who is that population? Because we know it's girls.
Right.
It's a specific girl. Like what is that?
Honestly, it's from 10 to 19, but the teens have my heart. So because a teacher, when I was promoting the event and stuff, a teacher said, "Oh, you need to go to the Howard Academy and get those girls because you need to get them while they're young." Because the teens are stuck in their ways. Wait a minute. So what do we do with the teens then? So we just leave them? No. So that's when we need to grab them the most. And that's why I saw that suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death in teens. And so I have a passion for teens because they want a platform to say stuff and to be heard and to be seen. And but now because of social media, they're being heard and seen in the wrong fashions. Because it's all about the likes and the comments and stuff like that. So teens have a special place in my heart. So I do kind of focus on the teens, but of course it's from 10 to 19.
Yeah. So what does it mean to be a diamond girl? So if I was walking outside and I was walking, how can I know that's a diamond girl? What does that look like?
She got to walk with confidence.
Okay.
But it's all about confidence and being who you are and being authentic and being proud of who you are. And that's why I created the journal, and that's why I created Diamond Girls, because you have a diamond within you. Now let's break you down so we can allow you to shine, so you can really start to see yourself. I want you to know about your skills. I want you to embrace those skills that you have. And so if you see a diamond girl, she's confident, she's smiling, she's embracing who she is, and that's what I see a diamond girl.
What about the girl that may not have the confidence, that may not have because now I look at or think about it. So being in the schools, man, Jamie, we were talking about it, and sometimes I'm in the schools and I'm there for the boys, and then the guidance counselor come back and be like, "Hey, Mr. Eddie, can y'all go talk to her?" And it's like, I would love to, but just because of the red lines, like I don't want to cross that line to where anything happens. But then I think about the young lady that clearly we can see that it's she is who she is because of her environment. You could clearly see, like you say, so you said you see her walking and you could tell the young lady is confident. She's walking and she's proud of who she is. But we also see the same, those girls that walk in, you can see, okay, dad may not be in her life. She doesn't have anybody teaching her, showing her the way that, how things should go. So what about those girls?
Yeah, those are the girls. Because those are the girls that I am attracted to, because I want you to see what I'm gonna use your word, your greatness. I want you to see that because you're so much more than your situation. And I had a girl at the event this weekend, and Jasmine was talking about resiliency and owning your story and telling them to write down your story, the beginning, middle, and end. And I saw some girls not writing. And I was like, so why y'all not writing? Write your story. And two girls said it, but this particular girl, she said, I don't have a story. Everyone has a story. Everyone does. And I started going through what she likes to do. And she was like, I don't like doing anything. I don't have friends. I don't have a relationship. I don't go to school. I'm 18. And I said, so that doesn't stop you from not having a story. And so, of course, I couldn't go too deep with her. But I said, so what is something that you want to do? What do you see yourself doing? And she said, oh, I want to be a nurse. She lit up. Well, let's focus on that then. See yourself as a nurse. What does that look like? Go through your day-to-day. When you wake up, putting on your scrubs, even to the days where, I'm tired, but I got to help these people because I want to help people. So even though I'm tired, I'm still going to do it. So just look at yourself as a nurse, and what does that look like for you? Because you have, let your story start there, basically. Yeah. And so, because she said, all I do is just go to sleep and be on my phone. well, that's not a life to live, but you want something for your life. You just don't know how to get there yet. So just picture yourself. First start is to picture yourself. So that I don't want to say I love the insecure ones, but
That's what you're looking for.
yeah.
I think to her point, she was, when I asked her the question, she was cast the vision of that's the perfect. No, that's what they where they get to.
And I only did that so because I didn't, for that reason, when she cast that bit for what it looks like, didn't want people to hear like, okay, well, what she's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked that. No one.
Yeah. I had plenty of I guess reviews from parents telling me that their daughter was really shy. They didn't want to come to the event. But when they came and they experienced the event, they loved it because they felt a community. They felt just involved, and they want to come to another one or something like that. So those are the things that I love to hear. Like that's when you see an insecure girl getting up and saying, "Hey, well, I want to be an entrepreneur or whatever," seeing them get the mic and express what they want to do. So I love that. I love.
So that was dope because we when I heard that too, and again the event she's talking about is Empower Her Brunch. I was blessed to be a panelist, and so I appreciate you for the opportunity. And then just to throw your flowers, that was a great event.
Thank you.
Any environment, and again, and I said that in my post I put out, like we're used to being around young men, but being in that environment full of young ladies,
You survived.
I survived. I made it out. But even just seeing that spark, even when they did that, so a lot of stuff Jasmine did, we do that with our boys, and just hearing them, the young ladies, like you said, some say they're entrepreneurs, some were saying some stuff that I don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
But, just hearing the beauty of them having that vision for themselves. That's why we in this work. And even in that panel, you asked me a question about young men. I think the question was similar to, is there something that I teach my young men that will relate to the young ladies? And I shared the thing when I told the young ladies that they can help me out by just raising their standards. And I wanted to flip. And so just to give context on it, she asked me, what is one thing young ladies can do? I mean, young men can do, or something like that. But my remark to the young ladies were, you don't know how much you can help me right now. I said, if y'all raise the standards on what it is for a young man to be able to come in your presence, then that'll change my whole work that I do. Because if all the young ladies in the world say, okay, a young brother can't call himself a YN, a young brother he has to get all A's, he can't be a part of the game, he can't, they'll stop just to be able to get. And I was saying, the young ladies really run the world, and I was trying to cast that vision to them so they could see themselves in that. And I kind of want to flip that question to you, in a reverse cycle. So what are some things in it for young men? What do you think young men can do to help the work that you do?
Being more respectable. I think, complimenting somebody's physical appearance is one thing, but, start complimenting their mind. Like, what do you actually like about this young lady? Even raising their standards. Honestly, boys, raise your standards too, because you don't want, a young girl that has her butt out. You don't want a young girl that just shows everything or is just willing to give it up. Because once you raise your standards too, then they will show up differently, because they think, the young girls think that's what boys want or girls want. So
that's a whole nother.
So I raising your standards, because you don't, just because she's easy, that's still a person. She may be easy to you, but she may be thinking like, oh, this is what he wants, so let me do this. And she probably, wants to be in a relationship with you, but you just think she's easy and just throwing her to the side. So just being mindful and being aware of contacting or communicating with young ladies.
Yeah. So I like that. So you worked in trauma informed services, right? So thinking about a lot of the work that we do, a lot of the young people are faced with different levels of trauma. When I think about the young boys, a lot of them are facing traumas for not having that father figure there, or so just it's a lot. When you work with the young ladies, what are the most I guess the way you word that, what are the trauma that you're seeing with working with young ladies in today's time?
I would say more trauma is coming from like the parents just trying to, and of course, like assault and all that is part of it too.
For sure.
But if we get into like the mental stuff, I think sometimes parents are too intense, or even teachers are too intense with the students, and just being mindful of, I don't know. But
Girl.
no, but I mean, because I think what I kind of deal with is subconscious traumas. Those are the traumas that you just kind of throw in the back of your mind and you don't think about, but it still affects you.
Right.
And so what I do is use a cognitive behavior therapy approach, or not approach, but principles, because you have to understand who you are and why you do the things that you do, and that's what I want to get to, because the girls are reacting to traumas that they don't even know that they have. And so that's the root that I want to get to. I want to know like what you need to heal from, because sometimes they don't even know what they need to heal from. But if you ask those questions, if you go down the background and stuff like that, that's where the healing starts, in the back. So healing those subconscious traumas is what I call it.
Yeah. Even thinking that, so you say sometimes young ladies don't even know what they're going through. So a lot of our young people are suffering in silence. So what are some signs? So our viewers, our parents, our educators, what are some things that they can be watching for to be able to see, okay, I think that young person is dealing with something?
I'll say I would say check on the person that seems like she has it all together. I would say check on the people who is normally bubbly, but now they're reserved. Especially in middle school, those middle school girls, it's hard to tell with them because they just want to I think social media is getting the everybody, but especially the middle school girls, because you see sex, you see the glitz, the glam, and all that stuff, and they try to emulate that. Especially in middle school, they try to emulate that, and so they take pictures, they do different stuff. So when you see that they're more reserved, then I think that's when you need to start interacting with them more and trying to see what's going on. The hoodies, teachers with them putting hoodies on, that can be an underlining thing too, because of course they know they're not supposed to wear hoodies, but obviously something is going on for them to put the hoodie on. Like, I used to work at an alternative school, and one girl, she was always put together. She was always put together. But one day, she came in, she had a bonnet on, and she just didn't look like herself. And so the teacher was picking at her and was like, "You need to take that off. You need to take that off." And so when I talked to her, she told me what was going on. She had a long night. She wasn't at home. She slept in the car, all this other stuff. And they wanted her to take her bonnet off. And so she snatched it off, and her hair was just everywhere. I was like, "No, that's not you, girl. That's not you. So let me do something for you." And so I did her hair for her. And but sometimes the teachers pick and don't have that self-awareness to be like, well, this is different for her. So just being more self-aware of your students too will help. So yeah, sometimes the hoodie is a safe space for some kids too, even though you can't wear them. But yeah.
How does unaddressed, I hope I'm saying this right, how does unaddressed trauma show up in young girls like later in life? So say for the ones that we missed, the young lady like that she doesn't get the proper help because the teacher doesn't know how to aid her and understand that she's dealing with something, that she's picking at her, and you let that young girl go by, or the other young girl that's suffering in the silence. Usually, how does that show up later in life for young ladies if it goes unaddressed?
I would say the self-doubt will increase. What I was going to say, because I had something when you were talking. It will show up in attitude, and I see that a lot, because a lot of students watch Bad Girls Club, or not Bad Girls Club, Baddies. They watch Baddies, and they think that's the way to act, and they bring it to school, and they think the fighting is what solves the problem. It doesn't solve the problem. Just because you beat somebody up, okay, you still have a problem inside of you. So I think it shows up as a defense mechanism, and I think women end up, just carrying bitterness and anger and stuff like that. So I think if they don't get the help, that's what is going to end up just keep fighting for your life, and you don't even know what you're fighting for. So.
Shit. Fun note. You know they got baddies on Roblox? Cause great.
Oh my gosh.
That's robots killing it. Robots make
They seen it.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh,
That's different.
God.
So speaking about all these baddies and all this that young people are watching, that means they need some guidance. They need some mentorship, because we need something to watch out what they're seeing on baddies and what they may believe is the right thing to do. So mentorship is key, and that's what you're doing. That's what we're doing. When you think about yourself, I think along my life journey, I had a mentor at each phase of my life to help me. And I come from a great household. So I had my mom and a dad. It's not nothing that I think everyone needs mentorship, but I just had added support in each juncture of my life. Who are some people that helped you along your way that you feel like aided, like came in and blessed you as a mentor?
You better say your dad. One.
My dad. I would say, honestly, I gotta give my sister her props, because if I talk about anything, she's like, okay, girl. Like, she's there, even if she doesn't understand, she's like, okay, do it. You got it. She's there to encourage. I don't think I really had a mentor like that growing up. I just had my family. And like I said, I have a great village, and we pride ourselves in being there for one another. So my family came all the way from Alabama, 6-hour drive, 6.5-hour drive to come support, And so it just means everything to me. The support is my mentorship for real. Because if you show up for me, then I know that you care. I love support. And what else I was about to say?
Yeah, just say what's the and I don't know what you're gonna catch what you're gonna say, but what's the importance of mentorship?
The importance. I think representation matters, and that's not just about being Black or your race. It's being relatable, not trying to say the latest vernacular, but it's about being relatable and understanding different struggles. I feel when I was working in the schools, I related to all those girls. I never went through a lot of what the girls were going through, but I was able to relate to her. I can see myself within her, so that allowed me to make that connection. It doesn't matter if she was the weird kid or whatever. I was able to relate to her. We had one kid. I think she worshiped the devil, but it's okay, because when she came to me, I prayed. but I was able to relate to her. One thing that she said was she was, and she never really talked, and people, of course, looked at her as a weird kid. But when she was in my office, and I just started talking to her, and I said, "What are some things that you like to do?" She was like, "I like to sing, but I don't do that anymore. I like to look up lyrics." And I said, "What I want you to do is I want you to challenge yourself, and I want you to learn a song, bring it in, and sing it to me." And she was like, "Okay, I'll do that." You see the light in her. Of course, she was going through, if she worshiping the devil, come on, something going on now.
Yeah.
So, so it lit something in her, though, to see that's what I love to do, and I'm gonna do it. And so I love doing that for the girls. And I forgot the question, sorry. But that's what I feel like I'm here for, to find that skill that you have and just want you to embrace it.
Yeah, so you worked in schools, mental health, and international youth spaces. So what's broken in our system to support for you? So at all those spaces that you're seeing, where are we lacking? How can we be better with supporting our youth?
Honestly, like I said, teenagers is more of my speed. And it's the listening part. Some girls young people just want you to listen. That's it. Just listen and be validated. They want to be validated of their feelings, and guide them from there. Don't, you know, tell them that, oh, yeah, you should just suck it up, or just don't dismiss what they have going on, because obviously they care about it if they're talking to you about it. So I think listening is the important thing. And because I think parents or adults are stuck in their own cycle and they got stuff going on. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
No, you need to make time. You know, that's your child. You took on that responsibility when you had them, or you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think it is. Listening is a big thing. Active listening, not just.
So as a study came out talking about how Marion County had like the highest incarceration rate. So that's something that's going to show up. And I think, you know, that impacts in you too. This is a girl thing too, but definitely boys. I'm pretty sure if we break that incarceration down, if you get to it, it's going to be males, it's going to be high. If you get to race, it'll be black boys that are on that higher of that level. But one thing, what is at stake if we don't support this generation of young women? You give us like, what is at stake if everything you just said, if we don't make sure they feel seen, if they feel heard, all the things that you talked about throughout this episode, what is at stake if that doesn't happen for this generation of young women?
I think you'll have a society of baddies, and we don't need that. Because they are gonna want to find a way to be seen, even if it's the wrong way. Right. They're gonna find a way to be heard, even if it's the wrong way. They're gonna find a way to be appreciated, even if it's the wrong way. So I think it's gonna be a downward spiral if we don't get a hold of it now, and letting them. Even I feel like girls know that reality TV is not real reality, but that's all they see. That's all that's playing. That's all that's everywhere. It's viral or whatever. So even though they know it's fake, it's still getting inside of them. Like that's the way I need to be, and that's the way I want to be. The side chick mentality is heavy in those girls.
Yeah.
Grooming is a big thing. And young girls think it's cute. And I know when I was younger, I did like the attention of older men. I knew not to go too far. And I think that's the situation of young girls, even though they don't want to go too far. They like the attention, but why are you liking that attention so much? And and even men, stop being pedophiles, because that's disgusting. Yeah. You're 30 years old talking to a 14-year-old. Come on. But anyway, oh jeez. But yeah, so I think grooming is a big thing, and because a lot of rappers, female rappers, are talking about get the money, get to the money, or whatever the case. That's a lot of the girls' mentality now. Like at least he paid for this, at least he doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's gonna be a downward spiral of just girls being wild. Girls gone wild. We don't need it.
So no, man, like you're totally right, and that's a whole. We can go a whole far in there, but I do appreciate the conversation. So as we're wrapping up,
okay,
I want you to cast the vision for Diamond Girl. So obviously you're still in your infant stages now. You're still building. But if you could cast a vision to where you're going, what does it look like for Diamond Girls in the next couple years?
I would say I see Diamond Girls going national, just because I want to reach so many girls. I view it as, as an athlete, when you're at your lowest and you're like, I can't even do it no more, or I don't feel it anymore. And then that person comes and encourages you, like, you got it. I've been there before. You got it, and pushing you through and stuff. I kind of view the Empower Her brunch that way. Like, at least if I can reach one, that's more impact that I need. And so, but I do see Diamond Girls going national, and I believe that we're gonna have more mental health initiatives and more leadership conferences and stuff like that. of course, we need funding for that. Because I enjoy funding it because that's what I want to do, and that's what I see for the girls. But I know I can't do it alone, so that's one thing, a challenge for me. But I do see it going bigger than what I can ever imagine.
Yeah. So we do in a lot of the work you were doing too. Sometimes you have to be able to see the end game, and not to be morbid. But sometimes when you think about like, okay, when I leave this earth, and we talk about some with our young boys, and I cast a big vision for them. I say, man, when I leave, I want to impact so many people that they want to build a statue of me in Ocala.
Yeah.
Like that's really what I want for myself.
Yeah.
So when you think about legacy for yourself, what do you want your legacy to be?
That is a good one. I want my legacy to be, I don't know, just to impact as many girls as possible. I wasn't thinking that far to getting a statue, but that sounds good. But I do want to be a community leader and create a community of girls. And especially for my hometown, I want to look back and them to say, Miracle did the thing, So I don't know. That's a good question.
Think about it.
I haven't think about that.
Yeah. So now
that's a good one.
And even as you're on this path to leadership, there's always going to have to be something that keeps you going, and not to be selfish, because my end goal is attached to the benefit of a lot of other people. You get what I'm saying? That statue is not for me. It's for the work out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for yourself, you still have to be able to see, like, envision that, because that's going to help you along your journey. So I would suggest that you should do that.
Okay.
My last question for you: if you could whisper in the ear of every young girl in this world, what would you say to them?
I would say, I see you, and you are enough. And even if you don't see yourself, that's okay, because you still have that diamond shining within you, and you just have to find it. So just take a break, write down what you feel, and then look back a couple days later, you'll see that you overcame so much. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I like it. All right, y'all see it, man. Amiracle Watson, CEO of Diamond Girls. We appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. Again, I appreciate you for inviting me to your event this past week. The Wildflower Whispers. Make sure, that's crazy. I just talked about whispers too. I didn't even make that correlation. But making sure you all get that journal. Where can they find you or get this journal from?
On my Facebook and on Amazon. It's on Amazon. And I have a link on my Facebook also.
Okay. And your Facebook
Instagram
is your name?
Yes.
And what's your Instagram? Give me your Facebook and give me your Instagram.
My Facebook is Amiracle Watson. Well, Amiracle Sharon Watson. SHA''RON. I was named after my mom, Sharon. But anyway, and then my Instagram is favored_pearl6.
All right. So we got it. Ross, you got anything else for Amiracle before she get out of here?
I had me doing a lot of reflecting over here.
Oh.
Just having a teen daughter, and just still understanding, because I never want to, I don't want to be the reason. And I think that's one thing I often talk about it with some of the men that have kids, or just knowing that I never want to be that father that's like, okay, down the road, after I'm going, something happens to my daughter or my kids in general, and it was because of me, something that I could have did more of, listening, actively listening.
Yeah.
So definitely have me thinking, and I guess I'm gonna still be hard.
Yeah.
I'm unfortunate, but I'm gonna make sure that I listen and pay closer attention. And I already tell them that they're beautiful and all those different, but I'll continue to make sure I do it.
Even if they push back, keep doing it, because they're listening.
Yeah.
And because I pushed back with my dad, so I'll still listen to him though. So.
Sure.
I like it. Hey, stop what you're doing right now. All right. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I know we got a lot of Alabama folks watching this podcast right now. Hey, make sure y'all tap. Hey, make sure y'all tap that like button. All right. Subscribe and comment on this episode, on this channel. Man, we give a lot of guidance, attention, motivation, and education. You can come here every week and hear great episodes with individuals like Amiracle that are making change in the world, or make a change in business, make a change in whatever their perspective place, and they may give you some insight, or you could take something from one of these conversations to help you on your journey. All right. So again, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I know you've seen it just come across the screen. All right. So I appreciate everybody that's watching this episode. It means a lot to us that you will come watch this episode. Amiracle, it means a lot that you're here with us. We appreciate you for even being from Mobile and coming to the beautiful city of Ocala. And blessing us with your presence. So,
do I look at this camera?
No, you can look at this one right here. All right, and we're gonna end it because you're gonna end it.
Oh,
as you're ending this podcast, whatever God is leading you to say, because I already had you whisper to the young girl.
Yeah.
You could give a motivational message, a positive message. You can shout out to your parents. Well, however you want to end it up, and leave it up to you. We'll close this episode out. You're looking at this camera right here.
Okay, Daddy, I'm sorry. I hit on you a lot, but I love you, Daddy. I love you, Angel, my mom, my brother, my niece, my nephews, Melissa, everybody. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Eddie, for even having me. I was a little nervous because I'd never done this before, but hey, I think it was good. It was really good. I appreciate you. And just what I have to say is just listen. Be an active listener. You got this. Parents, you got it. Girls, you got it. Everybody, you got it.
Amen. You got it. All right, we'll see y'all next week.